Rooster here in Tennessee, customer radio that was sent in. Here's his box that he sent it in. I do believe I did a pre-test on his radio, but if I didn't, whoopsie. But I think I did. We'll see how this radio does. All the way 955. It was sent in here basically in ready to go condition. Hadn't had any kind of extensive mods done to it. Now it's had average power mod, final upgrade, AM regulator upgrade. All that stuff combined ends up making the radio do considerably more average power, a little bit more PEP, but having a lot more forward swing, I guess, if you would, specifically on average. So we'll test it today. 100 watt slug. Let me go ahead and turn my PEP peak kit off. 14.8 volts. I lied. My power supplies crap up to 14.9. So let's see if we can back it down. It's just that fine spot. Okay, 14.8 volts. So we want to stay honest with it, keep it at 14.8. And we'll test it AM, sideband, see how much current it draws, see how much power it does, this, that, and the third, and make sure it is A-OK, good to go before it goes out. So, audio, 7.5 amps worth of current draw on AM. 18 watts. We're on the bottom scale, by the way. Over 50 watts average. Now, that's with a higher voice tone. If I lower my tone or just talk normal, audio, 40, 45, just talking in the mic normal, audio check 1, 2, 3, audio check 1, 2, 3. That's with the mic gain halfway. So it's really responsive to average power, even with the mic gain halfway and running a $2 mic on a $600 radio. So, not too bad, not too bad. PEP, why not? AM, PEP, audio, check 1, 2, 3. Audio, check 1, 2, 3. Audio, all the way. Halfway, RF power, audio, check 1, 2, 3. Audio, check 1, 2, 3. Audio, all the way. Just so you guys know I'm not lying, all the way down. Audio, check 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. Audio, break. Over 100 watts. PEP, no matter where you want to set it. Now what I want to do, I'm just going to turn it wide open just to show sideband, maximum current draw, maximum output. Yellow audio, over 11 amps. Now, what I want to tell you guys, as I've said before, when you're running an amp that has sideband and AM, and you use that same amplifier on AM as you do sideband, my recommendation, set your carrier to where you're going to run your AM amp, okay? Or where you're going to run the amp on AM. Let's just say you got a 4-pill, and right here gives you a 100 watt dead key on AM, and you're happy with that. Don't go to sideband and turn this thing wide open, okay? Because you're going to kill your amp that way. And I'm going to show you why right here. Watch the average power this thing does wide open. Audio, okay? That's ridiculous. Now watch the average power this thing does. We're just going to pretend that this is where we would set it to run into a 4-pill. Audio. See the difference? 20-something watts average versus 100 watts average. And for people that say you can't measure sideband with the average power meter, you keep on thinking that way and you'll keep on having trouble. Because you definitely do want to monitor your average power on a sideband. You don't want to just freaking flip over and think, oh, I'll just turn my radio wide open because it shows the same amount of peak power, whether it's wide open or whether it's turned back to right here. And on these, the peak will come down some. I mean, let's just turn it right there and see what it does PEP. On sideband, it will. Audio, like 80 watts. You turn it wide open. Audio, check, audio. I mean, 20 watts isn't a big deal, but the big deal is the difference in average power it does. It's not the PEP that it makes such a significant difference on. 20 watts PEP isn't going to make it draw, that much less power. 20 watts average is going to be quite a big deal. So just keep that in mind. Not telling anybody how to run their stations or whatever, but I've seen it so many freaking times with people with sideband radios. They think they can just turn their RF power wide open on sideband with no kind of consequence, and you end up overdriving an amp severely that way, okay? It's one reason why a lot of people that have radios like this, I even have a customer that got one. He got an 8-pill off of me so he could run it wide open on sideband. He couldn't do that with a 6-pill or a 4-pill or whatever. He would have to kind of monitor his dead key and stuff and his average power output. But he knew that if he had an 8-pill, he could basically run this wide open and not damage his 8-pill. So radio's doing good. Got a little off track there, but audio 11 amps, even on a lower sideband. Now, one thing I want to say about this, guys, something that we have found out through trial and error, or trial and just find out, I guess you'd say. Once you do the mod to this radio for the average power, once you change the regulator, once you change the finals, if you have the sideband power, the high power turned up too high in the menu, it will generate a carrier on sideband, okay? So you have to turn that power down until it stops generating a carrier wide open. Otherwise, when you turn the RF power wide open on the radio, you'll have a carrier on sideband, which you don't want. And again, that's just the difference after adding the final, the regulator, the average power mod. I'm not sure which portion causes it or which portion is most responsible. Maybe all of them have an equal part in that. But let's just say you have the sideband high power in the service menu turned up to 200 and you're throwing a carrier on sideband. You just back it down until it stops throwing a carrier. And for this one, I think it's set up at like 170 or something like that. That's the number. All of them can be different. We did one before, had to set it at 180. Did this one, 170 was the magic mark. So just something to think about. Again, I don't expect people to be out there doing the whole average power thing to all your radios. But if you do get one of these and you notice that you're having a carrier on sideband for whatever reason, whether it's from me or somebody else, I'll double check all of them here. But if you get one from somebody else, that's an easy enough fix. Just go in there, turn the high power sideband setting down, and it should go away. All right, everybody, have a good day out there. Lots of videos, lots of radios coming, customer stuff, some stuff coming up for sale. Going to be a very, very busy weekend. Rooster in Tennessee, roostercb.com. Appreciate everybody's business. Catch you guys out there. See you, bye.